Give him 27 more. Give him 30.
For the first time in about a year, I went to go see the Bravos. And as usual, typical Atlanta, the Braves are red hot. They're winners of 9 straight games. That's a daggone thing. Braves, even if they went out, will not be at 500 this year. They will not have done that, I would think, in over a decade. But the bottom line is that the Bravos did play last night. Great game. When I left, it was 11-5 in the seventh inning. But there is another team in Georgia, Metro Atlanta, that is trending right now. I'm talking about the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech. We're going to talk a little Georgia Tech with our good buddy, Rod McKenzie from GoJackets.com. But I want you guys to see what's happening down in the flats. Ranked this high. Matter of fact, ranked ahead of the Alabama Crimson Tide. How about that?
Boy, that's I never thought I'd see that in my lifetime, and to see that happen just as a testament to what Brent Key has done with this program in such a short time. And he has everyone believing. I mean, Clemson game, 48,000 in the stands. Last week against Temple, under normal circumstances, probably maybe low 30s in the stands. And there was 45,000 at that game. So it's a good time to be a Georgia Tech fan, I guess.
So what have you seen, man? What's really been the big change with this Jacket team? We talk about Brent Key last year, they ended on a high note. What have you seen here in this first part of the season that's really made the difference for these Jackets?
He has the team, a disciplined team that knows that, every time they go out, they have to play 4 quarters. He's not letting them get overexcited about themselves. They'll accept the wins, but they also know that after a win, they have a lot to clean up. They come in Sunday, like this Sunday, he said they came in ready to be coached. Probably the best he's seen, since he's been here. And they come out Monday, and that carried over to the practice on Monday. And, he has a way of saying that, the next game is always the most important game. And that's what he has the players believing in, no matter who the team they're playing happens to be.
No doubt. We got another guy who's a big fan of the Jackets. He's done some great stuff down here. I would say Clayton kind of really all over South Metro Atlanta. He has the student athlete playbook. Mr. Barry Brown's in the building. Barry Brown, what's going on, sir?
Oh, everything's good. How you doing, Mr. McKenzie? Yes, sir.
Hey, Barry, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
Yes, sir. Good to see you. Yes, sir. Yeah, big Georgia Tech fan. Man, excited about the season. And, man, hey, Jonathan, like Mr. McKenzie said, everybody who's a Tech fan is excited right now. I'm in several groups with Tech fans and Tech alumni. And, man, everybody's excited. And I believe one of the things is the details. Brent Key has brought a lot of detail to the organization. So now you're seeing these cats coming out prepared to play. And I like what Mr. McKenzie said. They believe. So what you saw in that Clemson game was a team that believed they were supposed to win. And then what you saw in the Temple game was a team that said, under no circumstances can we have a letdown in a game that we're heavily favored in. And when you see that kind of play, then you know you have a good program, because that Temple game in the past is a game that Georgia Tech would lose. They'll win a big game and they come right back and put a dud up. And I was excited to see that, man, and I'm happy with the direction I see the team going.
Once again, another great performance, even though they pull him out early, obviously. But I got to tell you, I'm going to repeat it again. If he continues to play at this level, Haynes King has got to be a candidate for the Heisman.
Yeah, I mean, he's not only his play on the field, but his leadership. You know, they wanted to come out in that second half after playing a second quarter that was poorly played in their eyes, and they have a fumble on an exchange, and they didn't let that mistake linger, and then he brings them back and widens the lead, and you know, that's what he's all about, man. He doesn't let the team get down on themselves and dwell on the last play. He has them moving forward all the time.
And of course, the other thing is that we still continue to see him and the running back Haynes as well. I always look at it like a law office, Haynes and Haynes of Georgia. Those two guys continue to play very well. But the team really talk to us a little bit about the defense, because that's what I think has been also a big key for this Tech team as well this year.
Yeah, I mean they bring in a new defensive coordinator. It's his first time being a defensive coordinator. They fill in the defense with some good pieces from the transfer portal, and the last two recruiting classes they've made a concerted effort to bring in some good defensive linemen, and that is also playing a role. And you're starting to see, you know, some of those young players starting to play ball now, and you know the defense has done a good job of getting those 3 and outs when they need them, and just stepping up, you know, and giving the ball back to the offense.
All right, their chances looking at this team here now, like you said again, I don't want to say necessarily a favorite, but certainly a team to consider to contend for the ACC title. What do you think they're going to have to do to pretty much run the table, so to speak, and be able to contend for this ACC championship?
Go ahead, Barry.
Oh, well, listen, I think looking at their schedule going down the road, now a game I'm very excited to see them play in is that Syracuse game, because
right. Syracuse
is a team that can definitely play ball, and that game right there is going to determine if Georgia Tech can be undefeated by the time they get to Georgia, and they're standing in the ACC. So that game, they have to be ready for that game. But hey, let's not put the cart before the horse. They got to go up to Wake Forest and handle business, and they just got to take it game by game. But yeah, that Syracuse game has to be circled right now because of what they've done. They beat Clemson too. So let's see how their season plays out as we get close to them. And Georgia Tech just needs to handle their business game by game. Because Georgia Tech's history doesn't dictate that they can just roll over people. We just have to take it game by game, and we can't take anything for granted.
Yeah, Georgia Tech has not been a good road team. They only won one road game last year. They sort of got that monkey off their back when they went up to Colorado and won there. But, like I said, Brent's not letting them take any team lightly. The schedule sort of favors them this year because they don't have to play Miami or Florida State. So if they can go out and beat the teams they're supposed to beat, we could see them up in Charlotte. And I think, you talked about the Syracuse game, and that's the game a lot of people are pointing for, because I think Georgia Tech's going to have a lot of motivation in that game, a little payback for what happened up there last year.
Yeah, definitely. You look at this Tech team, man, like you said again, they're playing a really, really good brand of football, ranked number 16 in the country. Like we mentioned to start the broadcast, ahead of Alabama for the first time. I can remember covering them. I just can't even go back and think. I think maybe when they had that run where at one point they were ranked, I think 5 or 6. But that's it. I can't think of another time where Tech has been ahead of the Crimson Tide. But yeah, man, bodes well. Syracuse is going to be a tough out, as we saw them play against Clemson. I think Clemson was surprised that the Orangemen had a little something for them. So yeah, this Syracuse team is going to be a very, very tough team to beat, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and you can't compare games, one game, the second game of the season, to the 5th or 6th, but it could be that Georgia Tech win over Clemson may have taken a little bit out of Clemson, and then Syracuse comes in behind them and puts a whooping on them. But you just got to approach each game, week by week. It's a cliche, but that's the way Georgia Tech is trying to play it out this year. And, they have some road games coming up that are important. North Carolina State, there's a good quarterback up at Duke that could, put some points on the board. So, Keith says he's excited about accepting the challenges and the pressure they're facing is something that they've earned. So that was a key point he made today in the press conference.
Right. And it seems like also with this team that the good news is two teams I think would be difficult are actually at home. Virginia Tech is always squirrely. They'll be playing it at home. Syracuse also at home. And Pittsburgh, a team that traditionally has given Tech problems, no matter what the record is also at home. So it looks like their three toughest challenges are at home. And how big is that, especially now with the vibe down at the Flats? A little different than what we've had in the past.
Yeah, I mean, the vibe across the campus is not only with football, but it's carrying over to other teams. And, they had over 5,000 for a volleyball match. So the fans are getting excited. And to me, I was really looking forward to seeing what the turnout would be for the Temple game after that, would the fans say, okay, let's relax, we're okay. But they showed up. I looked up in that upper north, which is a good indicator, and it was pretty packed up there. So, that was, I've been a big getting on a lot of my friends about, the support they've given the team in the past. So
right.
I have nothing to complain about now.
Look, man, we appreciate you dropping in. I know your schedule is busy, and of course now the Jackets literally are buzzing. Everybody wants you on their show, so we appreciate you stopping by. As we always do, guys, we have anybody on the show, we want to make sure that you know more about them and how you can follow them. So, Mr. Rod McKenzie, the floor is yours.
Yeah, we're at GoJackets.com on the 247 Sports Network. You can reach me at Rod McKenzie on Twitter, and we cover all sports at Georgia Tech, and we keep you updated with press conferences, recruiting, whatever you're looking for when it comes to Georgia Tech. And Jonathan, we appreciate you having me on the show, and it's always a pleasure being here.
Rod, thanks so much, brother. Until the next time we get you back on again, take care and God bless.
Take care, Barrett. Take care, Jonathan.
Yes, sir.
That was Rod McKenzie in the building, guys. We're going to take a quick break, and I got some news. For those of you who like sports and beauty together, she's back. We'll have to stay tuned with the Real Talk Sports Show to see who I mean. We'll be back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show in just a moment.
Did you know that Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, Georgia also has Lincoln? Over 35 years of using the Vigil Touch to provide excellent customer service, works hand in hand with the Lincoln Motor Company to provide a luxurious and seamless way to acquire your next luxury vehicle. Lincoln has an array of full-service complimentary owner benefits. These benefits include hospitality partnerships, service pickup and delivery, all which can be accessed through the Lincoln Way app. You can even contact the 24/7 concierge to have someone assist you. Come and see our great inventory of new and pre-owned Lincolns today. Call 678-364-7345 to make an appointment with one of our brand champions or shop 24/7 online at allenvigillincoln.net.
This is Patrick Willis, and this is Real Talk Sports.
No need for the video, boys, because she is back. The lovely, the dazzling Queen Treat Dolman back in the building. What's going on, Queen?
Hello. How are you doing? I missed you.
Praise the Lord, we miss you too. She's back in the building, boys.
Yeah.
She is back. Well, Queen, listen, we appreciate you coming on and joining us again. And we're excited that we're bringing you on after a scintillating win by your boys, which we'll talk about in the second half of the show. As her Detroit Lions. Wait a minute, let's get the full shot. He's got the Lions jersey. Oh, there it is. Supporting our boys, really a sensational win. We'll talk about that in our second half of the segment. We get a little NFL. Talk a little high school football. We're waiting for our guests to come into the queue. One of our high school football coaches from here in Clayton County is going to be joining us. We have been covering high school guys, as you know, for probably about the last 7 years. And we really want to focus more on trying to spread out. We have a young man that is going to be assisting us now in Henry County. His son is actually a 4-star prospect at Ola. So he's going to be doing the call-ins for us on those games down there. Mr. Brown, when his schedule will allow, will give us some South to Cab coverage. And then, of course, yours truly down here in Clayton County. And who knows, if we have a top quality game up near Alpharetta, the Queen might appear. We never know. So just stay tuned with us on the Real Talk Sports Show. As you know, guys, we always do some great stuff here in high school football. Let's go ahead and take a peek here. Coach Corey Johnson says he's here. Coach, I think you've actually hit the YouTube link. You're going to have to get the other link to actually be on the show. I see the coach there. There he is down the bottom. But, yeah, we need you to hit the other link to get you off YouTube to actually get you in the studio. So hit the other link, Coach, and we'll get you right on. Let's take a little peek here at some of the other things that we did. So last night I did something I haven't done in a long time. Went to watch the Braves, and guess what they brought back?
Give him 27 more. Give him 30.
The tomahawk chop was in full effect. Yeah, guys, I'm going to tell you something. I don't know if you guys really paid attention much to baseball this year. As you know, the Braves, one of their worst seasons in a long time. Here's the crazy thing. This team started off the year, I think they lost 7 of their first 8, and now they have won their last 9 games. Typical Atlanta. I mean, we can't get them to put it all together and just – but it was a lot of fun going to a game, I will admit. I hadn't gone to a game in a while. Barry, when's the last time you got to a baseball game?
Man, I usually go to one show. One game per season, Jonathan. So I have not been this season because I was so disappointed with the team, man. I let my Braves go probably right after All-Star break when they went on that first losing streak. And so I have not been to a game this season, but I usually go to 1 or 2 games per season because, I'm a huge fan. If you see in the back, I have, I got Braves Coca-Cola bottles back there. I got the little Braves dancing girl right up. I think she's up to my other side. So, hey, man, I'm a Braves fan, but I was so disappointed, and I could not continue. I could not continue to watch them play like that, man. So I just had to stop watching them. So I apologize, Braves. I got family members that work out there at the Braves Stadium, man. So I just hey, man, I'm just disappointed this season, man. But hey, proud. I'm happy to know that they did win 9 games in a row. So hey, kudos to the Bravos, man. And I apologize for not watching or going to a game this year.
No, you don't. Tell the truth. You didn't want to watch no bad baseball. I got you. Tree, how about you? Did you get a chance to watch any games at all in person this year?
I have not watched in person, but I have watched some of the games on television. And I'm not happy that the Braves beat my Detroit Lions. But
that's what they did. But you know what? Listen, I got to give you a big shout out, man, that your Tigers were balling out. For a while, they had one of the best records in Major League Baseball. I mean, really, it's been a little while since they've been to the World Series. So kudos to them. They got a shot this year. So we'll see what they're going to do.
But unlike the Braves that's been winning, now we're starting to lose. So I need us to start back winning so that we can go ahead and clinch, because we need to clinch. I really would have thought we would have clinched the division by now.
And crazy thing, the Braves messed them up. I think the Braves came up there and swept them. Yeah, really not a good situation at all. Not at all. But as I mentioned, guys, we cover some high school football here in Clayton County, and we have a young man who's coach of one of our teams. He's going to introduce himself to you right now. Coach Johnson, what's going on, sir?
Hey, how's it going? Corey Johnson, Coach Corey Johnson over here at Forest Park High School. Thank you guys for having me on.
Well, Coach, good to have you. And I got to tell you, I was telling Barry, I said, I got in some trouble. Your fan base is vocal. So a lot of people who watch us know that most of our games are covered out at Terra Stadium, but there was a big game down the road where at 12 Oaks, where Jonesboro is hosting one of the top 10 teams in Florida, 7A. A team that really beat them pretty bad the year before down in Florida. So we went to cover that game. I noticed on the YouTube comments on the live stream, a Forest Park fan said, "Hey, I thought you covered Terra Stadium. You couldn't cover Forest Park, eh?" So, Coach, since you know your fans are making sure I'm on top of the action.
I
But
like
man,
that.
how's it been? Yeah, how's it been for you down at Forest Park? Or what are some of the things you've been doing there in your tenure there now at the school?
Wow. Being back home, I am a graduate of Forest Park High School. And being back home it's been wonderful. It comes with a lot of challenges. And I knew it coming in that I would be up against a lot of things. Didn't know to what extent until I got here and got it, got the job and everything. But with that being said, my administration it's been great, with the support, trying to provide me with the things that I ask for, that I need, for our program. And one of the first thing that, I asked for when I got here was a better weight room, up-to-date weight room. And we was able to get an up-to-date weight room, and we can see the difference in our kids. And, the first couple of years, I tell you, I promise, when we walked out on the field, it was like we had no weight room and everybody else was in the weight room. But now we measure up to, most every team that we face now.
And Coach, tell us just a little bit of I remember watching a couple of your games before. I want to say maybe last year before last. It seemed like you guys were a little light in terms of the number of players. Have you increased the number of players that actually come out to play football now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have we started out probably that year you was talking, we might have had, 25 to 27 on a good day. We was going through summer practice, and some days we might have 11 guys, some days we might have 9, and which made it very hard to, go through a practice. So we're up to about 60 now, which give us opportunity to play a JV schedule. And like I say, you give me numbers and we can coach numbers, but if we don't have numbers, it makes it hard for us to go out and do some things that we would like to do.
All right, guys, before I bring in, I see we have a crew of young men here. I think you brought here with you, Coach. I think
Yes,
I see
sir.
Derek Green in the green room. Andre's in the green room. And I think I also see Dexter.
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, you have to activate your cameras because all I see is just a little gray background. We need to see your faces, gentlemen. So there's Derek camera. He's up. Dexter, I think, is still looking for his camera.
You got
do that
your
with
camera?
All right, there they are. We got everybody's cameras up and running. Let's bring them to the stage. First one to Derek Green. What's going on, young man?
What's up? How you doing?
Andre's in the building.
How you doing?
And now Dexter's in the building. It looks like we got the full crew, Coach. We got everybody here.
Yeah, we missing one. His Wi-Fi isn't working right now. You said
Wi-Fi. That's okay. I go through that all the time with my Wi-Fi. You don't feel bad. All right. Well, gentlemen, we're going to do this. We have this young lady. You can see her up in the top right of your corner there. Although she's a dazzling beauty, she is a former scholarship athlete herself. So I'm sure she has some questions for you about kind of how you guys kind of go about your business on the field and off the field. So, Tree, got any questions for these young men from Forest Park High School?
Yes. Hello, gentlemen. Thank you for joining Real Talk Sports. I would like to ask each of you the same question, and then you can give me your response. But what is your favorite part about the team? And what is your favorite part about the classes that you are taking?
Derek, we'll go to you first on that answer, sir.
okay. To me, favorite part about the team is definitely the brotherhood aspect. We always told to look out for each other. Always told to hold each other back. One of our mottos is always, we just kind of part of my class. Honestly, it might be that because I'm an athlete, so hydration affect our performance. So, it really put into perspective how what type of hydration, what type of fluids we should be intaking, like water, Gatorade, stuff like that, and how it affects our performance. So, that's definitely a big part of why I really enjoy my first block class and why I'm enjoying my senior year of high school.
I love it.
Dexter, how about you, young man?
Dexter, can you hear?
Dexter's audio there.
Oh, you got to unmute.
My favorite part about the team is our brotherly love and how we come together and we just bond all the time. And that, you know what I'm saying, if one person's slacking, you know, somebody gonna tell them, hey, pick it up, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, we always on each other and we're always picking each other up every day. And my favorite part about my classes, probably how easy they are.
Okay.
I'm smart.
I love it. You're in honors and AP classes?
No, but I take entrepreneurship and also take what else I take? Entrepreneurship. Also take I never forgot human anatomy.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's pretty much it.
I love that. We need to get you in some honors and AP classes.
Yes, ma'am. Well, next year I'm taking dual. I'm gonna take some dual enrollment classes, so I can go and get college credits early.
I love that.
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent.
And Andre, how about you? Watch that question, Grant Tree. I don't know if he heard you.
Oh, did you hear the questions, Andre? I wanted to know what's your favorite part about the team, and then what's your favorite part about the school?
His phone died.
Yeah, I think his phone is. Yeah, Andre is in the freeze mode.
Yeah, his phone died.
Yeah.
Well, that's
You
one
have
thing about live.
favors over there.
We got
the young man up in the corner.
My name is DeAnthony Favors, number 2 from Forest Park, and I'm a senior. My favorite thing about the team is the way we push each other and how to keep each other in line. So if somebody down or if somebody can't really pick it up, we over there and we can help them out and things like that. And then it's really the same. That's really my classes too, because having classes with my teammates, it's a good experience, and I can always make sure those guys are still in line and they're getting what they need to get done. And that's basically it.
I love it.
Tree, you sound like a senior. You must be a junior or senior. You can't be no freshman talking like that. He's got to be upperclassman.
He said he's a senior.
Yep, keep everybody in line. Yes, indeed. Barry Brown, was it just some questions for these young men? How does it make you feel? Because you do the student athlete playbook, and this is one of the things I know you kind of like to see and point out all the time.
Oh man, well, first of all, man, shout out to my brother, Coach Johnson. Man, we go way back as Clayton County,
Yes, sir.
Clayton County men, young men growing up into to grown men. Yes,
sir.
So I'm very proud of him, man, and what he's doing over there at Forest Park. And I see it in the brothers because all the players said the same thing about the brotherly love. So that's the culture that's being built up there. And that's what it's all about when you're a part of a team. You're fighting for each other. You're there for each other on the field, off the field. And I love to hear that. So my question for you young men is this. You're obviously serious about what you do. You're taking time to come on here after practice. I know you just got out of practice. What do y'all see, or where do you see? Let me ask this question. If you've never been asked it before, this is something I really need you to think about. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? So we'll start with you. Let's see, Dexter, we'll start with you. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Because this is a serious question about where you're going in life.
Where do I see myself in 5 years? That's a great question. I know what I want to do, but I don't know if I'm going to be like doing it 5 years. I want to, have gone to college, majored in criminal justice, and probably picked up being a federal agent in 5 years.
Woo! I like that. I like that, Dexter. I like that, brother.
Okay.
I love it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Derek, go ahead, my brother.
The next 5 years, hopefully by that time I'll finish 4 years after graduating out of college, and I'm really interested in starting my own business. Not too sure what I would like to sell yet or what I would like to market, but like recently I really have been into a lot of business administration and seeing how to be at the top of an organization and see how to be a real manage or see how to lead people in the right direction with a common goal for something. You know what I'm saying?
Woo, I like it. I like
Looks like
it,
we have a
man.
CTO in the making.
Yes, sir. And DeAnthony Favors. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, my brother?
In 5 years, of course, after college, I want to play ball. Go to the NFL and keep pushing, playing ball, and building my mindset after that. But I have to have options. So with those options, I want to go to school for finance or accounting. So after 5 years, I want to go somewhere and I want to be starting that accounting journey and that accounting career and helping people build their money and all of their expenses and stuff like that.
Woo! Hey,
shout out to us, Matt Wiz.
Hey, man. Hey, brother. I see what you're doing over there, bro. I see what you're
doing.
Hey, I'll be over there soon. Hey, now watch this. DeAndre, Dexter, Derek. Hey, man, I'm going to be in your building very soon, man. I'm coming over there, and I'm going to see y'all in person. So Coach Johnson and I have been talking about this. So I'll be there soon. We just going to set the date, and then I'm going to be there regularly. And check this out. Listen, young men, the way y'all just express yourselves, I'm thoroughly impressed because a lot of young men do not speak like this. And that's why Jonathan Simmons created this platform for you all to speak and to show people how intelligent you are.
Sure.
You understand me? And y'all keep representing yourself like this and Forest Park like this and Coach Johnson and your family like this everywhere you go, man. And I'll see y'all soon, brother. That's sure. Yes, sir.
All right. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate all you guys. Coach, what's your next game coming up?
We have Mays on Friday at Tower Stadium. So we'll see you there, right?
Yeah, I guess so. There we go.
Yep. We don't get in trouble now. Hey, Barry, you hear me? Don't get in trouble. We'll see you at Tower Stadium.
Hey, you're on the spot, Jonathan. You're on the spot.
I'm gonna have to get another team because at the same time, I think Jonesboro's got their homecoming game. So I'm gonna have to split the team up here. I want to do something. We'll work something out. We'll work something out. We'll make sure to have streams going with both locations. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. That's our goal. We go to the website. You watch either game you like.
All right, make that happen.
All right, Coach. We appreciate you, gentlemen. Appreciate you. Thanks for stopping in. I know how it is. We come right after practice. I'm sure you guys are hungry. You want to go home, but I appreciate you taking time out with the Real Talk Sports Show.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Mr. Brown, I'll be in touch with you soon, buddy.
Absolutely, brother. Look forward to it.
All right. Appreciate you. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, keep it locked right here. We're going to talk some NFL football on the Real Talk Sports Show.
Hey, sports fans, tune in for live high school football Friday, 7:30 p.m. on RealTalkSports.net. Check out your favorite Metro Atlanta teams as they do battle on the gridiron. It's your high school game of the week, live streaming free Friday nights on RealTalkSports.net. For more sports coverage and great sports talk, catch the Real Talk Sports Show Tuesdays, 8 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Twitch. Brought to you by Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, a business giving back to their community. Give them a call at 678-364-3979 or check them out online at AllenVigilFord.net.
This is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports. What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson. Let me grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports. Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
All right, guys, we're back here, the Real Talk Sports Show. I'm your host, Mr. Jonathan Simmons. In the middle is the always beautiful and lovely Ms. Tree Dolman and the wise sage himself, Mr. Barry Brown, all in the building here. Well, we got to give Tree a big shout out because her guys last night handled one of the best teams in football. They necessarily have not showed it all the time this year, but one of the best teams in football in an exciting game when it came from behind to knock off the Baltimore Ravens 38-30. Tree, how excited are you boys to really be one of the best teams in the NFL?
Yes, we are. Definitely. Which I've been telling you guys that for years. But I know after the first game, a lot of people were, oh, the Lions are just not the same old Lions without the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. And now you see that we still can play football. The first game of the season, I never get worried just because we know a lot of people aren't really playing in the preseason games. And so that first game, you're figuring things out. So I wasn't worried. I wasn't happy that we lost to Green Bay, but I wasn't worried. So I'm just happy to see the way that we've played week 2 and week 3, and just looking how we can continue to keep this train moving because it's hunting season. So we hunting everybody this year.
Oh, I don't know what you say. Hunting season.
It's hunting season.
Where's my boy? I'm on season, rabbit season. Well, last night it was certainly Raven season. As really, I can tell you something, guys. The thing that really was the most stunning about that game is how David Montgomery out-Henried Derrick Henry. Let's look at the stats last night. A dominating performance on the ground from Montgomery. Montgomery, 12 carries, 151 yards, 12.6 yards a carry, including the clincher in that touchdown run that clinched it. And Jahmyr Gibbs, not so much in terms of average per carry, but still 67 yards as the Lions pounded over 200 yards against the Ravens. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Derrick Henry, not so much. Derrick Henry, 12 carries, only had 50 yards. Lions held him to just 50 yards and forced a fumble, which really, to me, was the turning point of the game. So, Tree, you got to be very, very excited to see your team play this way, dominated on both sides of the field. Let's look at the team stats. Lions rolled up 426 yards of total offense and really split 50-50. 202 yards in the air, but like I said, 224 yards on the ground. Meanwhile, they held the powerful Ravens rushing attack to just 85 yards on the ground. Yeah, you guys were tight.
And we had 7 sacks.
7 sacks, which is hard. You're talking about the mercurial Mr. Jackson, Lamar Jackson at quarterback. Barry, did you get a chance to watch that game at all? And if so, what were your takeaway on that performance from the Lions?
Well, I did watch the game, and shout out to Tree Dolman and your Lions because they played very well last night and came out the gate on the opening drive. Went forward on 4th down, got it, and went on to score that opening drive touchdown. So I was very impressed with that. And then they maintained that throughout the game. Now, I'm a Jahmyr Gibbs fan. He went to Georgia Tech for 2 years and then transferred to Alabama to finish his career. But I am a fan of his, and so I'm always excited to see him play. But him and David Montgomery, Jonathan Tree, they have to be the best running back tandem in the league now because the Falcons have a great tandem themselves. But, man, I'm going to have to give props where props are due. Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, top-notch, man. And Goff, early in his career out there in L.A., people were like, man, this kid is not it. I even said it. I don't know about this young man, but he has found a home in Detroit, and this guy has developed into one of the top quarterbacks in the league. And, if they can get their defense to continue to play and make key stops, it's hard to have a shutdown defense in the NFL right now because they don't practice tackling a lot. You're just going to see a lot of plays broken and a lot of missed tackles all the time. But however, if you can play situational defense, if Detroit can play situational defense, they can definitely score with the best of them. And so we'll see how the rest of the season goes. But shout out to Detroit, shout out to Tree, and y'all just can continue to handle your business.
Yes, and I was happy that Montgomery and Gibbs broke a record, and so we now have the most, which is 11 games where they both scored a touchdown, and that is the top in the NFL, in the history of the NFL. So that's another exciting thing that we did yesterday.
Yeah, the boys are balling out, and your coach Dan got a lot of swagger. He really does. I mean, against one of the best in the NFL, he said, this is what he said. He said, well, we wanted to see how many different ways we can win. I was like, what? What you talking about? You're not playing against like Bobo the Clown. You're playing against the Saints to the Raven. But he was like, hey, we tried. They basically tried all types of different things. You guys hit him up with with the shovel pass, you hit them with the reverse. I mean, y'all just hit them with everything. And the Ravens look like they were out of sorts. And definitely Lamar Jackson 7 times, forcing a fumble from him, forcing a fumble from Derrick Henry. Like you said, man, the Lions, I mean, whatever kind of Kool-Aid Coach Dan is pouring, they're drinking it and loving it.
Yes.
That was amazing.
The atmosphere in Detroit is unstoppable. I knew from his first meeting when he talked about biting off ankles on the way up, I knew what he meant. And I called my father immediately and I said, Daddy, they finally hired the right coach for the Detroit Lions. I was like, everybody's talking about him because he was talking about biting off kneecaps, but I know what he means. He means that we are not going to be the same Detroit Lions that people can just walk all over. Yeah, you may beat us at first, but while you're beating us, we're going to pull you down and we're going to, fight. And eventually we're going to be the ones winning. So I knew what he was saying. And sure enough, that's exactly what he's been doing. When you look at how many wins he had his first year and then the second year, it's just gradually improving. And last year, just phenomenal season. And I really hate that we lost to the Washington Commanders. I'm still crushed about that one because I just knew that last year was our year to go to the Super Bowl and to win the Super Bowl. But we will see what happens this year. I'm just really excited about our team. And like I said, it's hunting season. So just looking forward to what we can do and to believe it or not, which I know you know, Jonathan, that I know that we can play against anybody and beat anybody. So I don't think that there's any team that we can't beat. Will it be difficult? Of course, because there's some great teams in the NFL. But when the Lions come to play, I just think that they're unbeatable.
That's why I had to get the close-up, Barry, when she said, look right in the camera and said, that we can beat any team in the league. You know how we are. This is how we do it. Let's take a look at the league. Let's take a look around the league and see some of the scores of the game. It was a wild week because teams just did crazy stuff. For example, the Cleveland Browns knocked off the Green Bay Packers 13-10.
Yeah.
Now, if you had told me that the Browns would beat the Packers, I would have said you're out your mind. But they were. Their defense was dominant.
Right.
Yep. Right. They were dominant. Jordan Love 18-25, but they really pressured him the whole game. They held their stud running back Josh Jacobs to less than 2 yards a carry. Meanwhile, who's Quinshon Judkins? Who's that guy? 94 yards on the ground. I've never heard the guy. 94 yards on the ground for the Browns. And again, they made the stops when they had to and ended up winning that game 13-10 on the last second field goal. So big shout out to the Cleveland Browns. Another team that kind of shocked me a little bit is the Seahawks. Seahawks routed the Saints 44-13. Now, I don't know what they got over there, who's playing. They got Sam Darnold looking like, hey, you should have never traded me. 14-16, 2 touchdown passes. Like, hey, good news. You got a guy that's a second-year guy, not tearing it up over here for Seattle. So, again, I didn't think they were going to do that, but they did. They rolled up over the Saints, which are not the best team, but still, they'll post up 44-13 against them. Let's look at some of the other scores. Giants kind of held the Chiefs for a while. The Chiefs ended up winning that game 22-9. The Chargers squeaked by the Broncos 23-20. As the Chargers starting to roll it up, man, the Chiefs going to have some trouble at AFC West. Steelers get by and beat the Patriots. Drake May, they kind of held them down. Aaron Rodgers, 16-23, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Drake May really outplayed him, 28 of 37, 268, 2 touchdowns. But the Steeler defense making it do what it do as they hold off the Patriots 21-14. Our last score here, and talking about the Commanders. The Commanders knock off the Raiders 41-24. Now, here's the thing that's bizarre about that game. The star of the game was Marcus Mariota. This is a guy here and a guy of his own way. But he comes in off the bench and leads his team to a 41-24 victory. I mean, who knows? Well, I'm going to do this, guys. I'm going to take a break because, before we leave, we have to talk about the local team here.
Oh, they're the local team?
All right, guys, you're watching Real Talk Sports Show. Keep it locked right here for more. We'll be back in just a moment.
Looking for a vehicle? Come to Allen Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. We're a family-owned dealership that's been serving the Atlanta area for over 40 years, offering an unbeatable selection of new Fords, Lincolns, and pre-owned vehicles. Enjoy our exceptional customer service and great financing options tailored just for you. Visit us at 6790 Mount Zion Boulevard in Morrow, Georgia, located just 20 minutes from downtown Atlanta. Call us at 678-364-3979 or visit online at allenvigilford.net.
Brian, I just want to say congratulations, man. Thanks for coming down from Tennessee to get your new truck from us.
Thank you.
God bless and have a safe trip.
Coming up next, it's the Real Talk Sports Show, bringing you great sports talk with perspective. Now, here's our host, Jonathan Simmons.
All right. We're back with the final segment of the Real Talk Sports Show. And of course, before we leave here in the final minutes, we have to talk about our hometown team, the Atlanta Falcons, who decided, after getting everybody all excited with a 6-sack, 5 field goal, 5 for 5, 22-6 dominant win. They said, oh, we from Atlanta. And they immediately went up to Charlotte and got boat raced. The Falcons, in what I think is one of the worst losses that I've seen in the last decade, get shut out by a mediocre Carolina Panthers team who had not won a game going into this ball game, 30-0. That's right. I didn't stutter. 30-0. Falcons were shut out. Guys, what the what?
Exactly.
Well, it's real simple. It's real simple. I mean, it's actually real simple, Jonathan. They got the big head up in Minnesota. After that Minnesota win, they got the big head. But what we as fans, as you know, people that talk about the game of football and all these different sports, here's the reality. The offense has not been scoring any points. Now, if you go back to the first game of the season, they didn't score a lot of points.
True.
And then you go to the Minnesota game, they actually scored 1 touchdown that they let us score down there on the goal line. So you go into this game, there's really not a lot of offensive production. Yeah, and Michael Penix in the first game against Tampa Bay threw for 298 yards. He looked very good. He made some Superman plays in that game. But that was it. The offense wasn't just clicking on all cylinders. Then we went up to Minnesota. We definitely didn't click on all cylinders up there. And we had to depend on, 5 field goals to win that game? And then we come to Carolina, took them for granted, and went up there and literally laid an egg. Now, me personally, I don't know why you fired the wide receiver coach, because last time I checked, what did the wide receiver coach have to do with somebody catching the ball? What happened to the player having to catch the ball? Like, I don't understand this stuff, Jonathan. So maybe you can explain it to me, but it looked like it's a lot of scapegoating going on up there at Flowery Branch. Because when you fire the wide receivers coach, are you kidding me? He's the reason we lost that game?
Somebody has to take the fall.
Hey, Tree, explain it to me, please, because I don't understand.
I mean, you can't have a loss like that and not do something. So this is something to show that they're trying to make change, I guess, to energize the locker room. Who knows? They could have lost some players in the locker room. You know, you just never know what's going on behind the scenes. Or there could be the wide receivers may not run the plays the right way or something. Who knows? But yeah, somebody's definitely got to take the fall for that. And clearly it was the wide receiver coach. So we'll see what happens next. But to get shut out by the Carolina Panthers, I was floored. I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. But it's I definitely did not expect that one. You beat the Minnesota Vikings, you lose to the Carolina
definitely bad loss.
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons why they fired the wide receiver coach is, first of all, Ike Hilliard, being a former player, is a no-nonsense guy. Like all those other guys, they use that corporate speak. I remember interviewing Ike Hilliard. I want to see if I still find that, man. He was just funny because I was telling him, I said, hey, you know, what do you think about this high-powered offense? And he says, high-powered offense, is that what they're calling it? I said, yeah. He said, well, I need to see it on the grass. And what he's basically saying is, okay, all that hype stuff is great, but in fact, if it doesn't produce on the field, we got nothing. And what we've seen with the Falcons is one of the things that people have said, some of the analysts, is the Falcons receivers run very sloppy routes. They don't seem to get into the breaks quick enough. They seem to not space out well, which means the quarterback kind of is like, okay, who am I going to throw it to? So I guess they figure, hey, we can blame this on the wide receiver coach. One of the other problems with this team is they seem to have no identity. Okay, we saw last week, and we've seen it the last couple of years, the Falcons actually run the ball fairly well, right? We've seen that.
Right.
Bijan Robinson, everybody's saying now he's one of the best all-around backs behind, Gibbs and Montgomery in the league. Okay, so now, why on earth, if that's the case, that Bijan Robinson had a total of 18 touches for the whole game? That's it. And he only carried the ball 13 times. This is after coming off a 140-yard-plus performance last week.
Right.
Oh, by the way, special teams, that's maybe the guy should have been fired.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, Jonathan. That's what I'm saying.
And our new kicker, he's doing much better than Young Wei Koo.
Is
Nah.
he? Oh, I was like, really?
That's what I'm saying, Jonathan. So how did the wide receiver coach get the short end of the stick when the like you said, the special teams coach, we had some mistakes on special teams. Hey, we missed 2 field goals. And the again, listen, I like what Tree said. Hey, maybe these guys were running the wrong routes. However, it was several times, and maybe they're going back to the game where London dropped some key passes. Maybe they're looking at that. So there's a lot of blame, finger pointing that can go around. That's for sure. But when you start, see, this is why it's a joke to me. When you start firing wide receiver coaches, do you know, like Tree said, hey, it's something. It's really something else, and they're just using that because of the loss. So I would rather have heard a statement like, hey, the head coach comes up there and says, hey, I take all the blame. We did not prepare properly to go up there and beat a team that we needed to beat, because now we have 2 division losses early in the season. 2. So now you're really digging a hole out. And now I'm not quite sure after this drubbing, are we able to beat the New Orleans Saints? See, so that's going to be a problem. So, hey, we're going to see what the Atlanta Falcons, the administration, the coaches, and the players are going to do this upcoming weekend. That's when it's going to, hey, this is when the rubber meets the road, because this is what I'm in favor of. And I don't like talking about players' money and all that kind of stuff. But hey, if they institute fines for dropping balls and stuff like that, hey, watch how many balls they dropped in.
I disagree with that.
I know. I'm saying they're not going to. They'll never do it. No, I'm being facetious at the moment, but I'm saying when you fire the coach because the players are not doing what they're supposed to do, I think that's a problem a lot of times, because I want to see, did they run the route? Did they run the wrong route? Did they miss some key blocks in the running game? Because the overall problem is the actual offense. But Bijan Robinson should actually get more touches a game. He should be used in key situations. We also have Algier. We have a great tandem as well, but they're not being used like that. And then for the last 4 years, and we can't put that on Raheem and Zach Robinson, the offense coordinator. But last year and this year, hey, we got Pitts. Use Pitts. What is the problem with using Pitts? So the wide receiver coach is the scapegoat.
I think he is one of the worst decisions that we made to get him as high as we did.
I agree.
And the performance that he has, it just does not match up. It sounds great on paper. It sounded great when he was coming in, but it has not been what it should be for the amount of money that he is getting paid.
I agree. Well, he's on his 5th year extension right now. He's getting his money this year. This is the first year he's really getting paid a lot of money, but they're still not using him to the degree. I agree with you. Why? It's the job of the offensive coordinator to use the weapons. You go to any team like with your Detroit Lions. Who do they? I know who I know who your tight end is because they throw the ball to him. Porter.
But he also catches it. So I mean, you know, I'm not throwing shots at Kyle Pitts because I do think he's a great player, but from what I've seen, he doesn't produce the way that I really thought he was going to produce. When they drafted him, I was very excited. I was like, oh, we got Kyle Pitts and da-da-da-da-da-da. And then it was just like, where is he? I don't know if it's the coaching or what, but there just seems to be a disconnect with his performance here in Atlanta. And I think that is why they don't use him as much as they used to, because if you remember, they used to throw and he would get targets, but then they slowed it down for some reason.
A Tree, his rookie season is the only time they used his rookie season. When we had Matt Ryan, he went to the Pro Bowl. He went over 1,000 yards. So I'm with you. That is the $1 million question. What happened between his rookie year and now? Because he did get hurt. So I'm going to give him a pass because he got hurt. But he's back from injury. In the last 2 seasons, they still haven't used him. So I don't know what it is. Nobody has ever explained why they don't feature him more. I don't know. But hey, listen, it's real simple. Football is about blocking, tackling, running, throwing, and catching the ball. That's it. Those are the things that make up football. So put Kyle Pitts' gigantic self out in the slot, out at the wide receiver position, and throw him the ball. Period. That's what I'm doing as a coach. But Jonathan, I digress.
No. I think those are the final remarks. We're gonna sum it up and we're gonna go to the house because I had a long weekend. I had a friend that came up and I took her everywhere except for Buckhead. Everywhere else went to Truist Park. We drove around. Okay. We went by and we saw we went by the AUC. For those who don't know, that's where the Black College is located. We did a lot of stuff. And so Johnny's tired. But guys, we do not end this show until you find out more about each and every person that is on the broadcast. So, Mr. Eddie Brown, the floor is yours.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you, John. As always, Tree, is always awesome to see you. Thank you, for blessing us being on the show tonight. And I am Barry Brown, author of the #1 book for youth student athletes, a part of the organization Youth Education in Sports, where we highlight, recognize, and support young people where they are now and help them develop a plan for where they want to go in the future. We believe every young man, every young lady has a divine destiny. And if they choose to work and put forth the effort in making a plan, setting goals, and actively working toward that, putting forth the work ethic, then they have a bright future. And we believe in helping them do that. So thank you, Jonathan, for always having us a part of it. And you can visit youtheducationinsports.org to find out everything about us. And also go to our YouTube page to see all our videos at youtube.com/student athlete playbook. Thank you and one love.
Larry Brown, we appreciate you, sir. And now, the queen, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. It's so good to be back. Missed you all. You can find me on social media at Purple Diva 13, as well as Ms. America International 2022.
The queen is spoken. All right, guys, we got to go. Before I leave the broadcast, I always want to encourage you. You see all the crazy stuff going on out in this world today. If you don't know the Lord Jesus Christ, your personal Savior, please, sir, you must get to know him today. Why? Because nobody loves you like Jesus. And if you repent of your sins and believe in him, 2 great things happen. Number 1, you become a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. And number 2, you become an adopted child of God with all the rights therein. That means you now can go to God like a heavenly parent, ask him for anything that you need or desire, and according to his will, he'll give it to you. And number 2, when you die, because unfortunately, we all have to do that, you're going to go to a happy place called heaven where there's none of the following. There's no pain. There's no pandemic. There's no bad people anywhere. You never get old. You never die. You never cry. And you live with Jesus Christ, God, all the people of love, the most beautiful place ever imagined. And you avoid that nasty place called hell, where all the things I just told you are just the opposite. It's dark, it's dreary, it's fiery, and you're locked in with the demons and the devil and all the worst people ever to live upon the earth.